Pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates,
financing,
savings, and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour here. Starting to the ones and twos as always. We got the morning Pierson-El streaming in. If you guys want to join in, starting him and text line still open to you. 402-464-5685. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. We had a busy weekend of college football. Plenty of things to talk about. Husker related.
Had a winning weekend.
Breaking news in other areas as well. We had Matt Rule's press conference, but good morning, Pierson-El. How's it going on a Monday night?
It's going great. You know, picks were awesome. You know, you took the L. You know what I mean? So I'm great.
Let's just do it then. I knew you want to start off with it. We do the picks as always. I knew I'd lost, but I couldn't remember all the teams. You had the list.
Oh, I got it. Don't worry.
I know.
Don't you worry. I got you. You were 3 for 3. I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1.
Damn, really?
We both picked Notre Dame. We got that right. We both picked Bama. We both got that wrong. You picked Iowa. I
was this close. I was so close.
You're not close enough. You lost. Take the L. Iowa sucks. So do you.
All right.
I picked SC. You picked Iowa. We both picked the Dogs. We got that right. I picked Penn State. You picked Penn State. You picked the Lions. And I picked Philly.
I picked the Lions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did I pick the Lions?
No clue.
I'm going to rerun the tape here. I'm going to rerun the tape. I could have sworn I picked the Eagles.
No, you didn't. You picked the Lions. You
All
might
right,
have picked the Eagles first and then changed to the Lions. But you picked the Lions. I got the receipts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the audio.
I got the receipts. Don't worry.
I believe I lost the week. Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm surprised because I needed the Eagles to beat the Lions. It's more like Pierson-El. I don't know.
You calling me a liar?
I'm just saying you might be bad of hearing.
Nah, I ain't bad at hearing. I know what you picked. You picked the Lions, and you lost. You picked Iowa, and you lost.
I'm glad I lost. I'll take that. I don't even care. I'm glad the Eagles won because we are number one in the NFC North. My Chicago Bears.
Really?
Yeah, 7-3, baby. 7-3. With the Lions losing yesterday, that puts us at number one.
Congratulations to you.
How are your Raiders doing on Monday Night Football?
It is 10-6 right now. Our offensive line needs help. Our offensive line needs help. We got a turnover. We started good. We doing decent. Just offensive line is just got to do a little bit better.
Yeah, fair enough. I think the Raiders are just gonna let's figure out what we have this season. That's kind of where they're at. And honestly, I would rather be the Raiders than the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 3-5-1.
Terrible.
With that roster, that coaching staff, all that pressure, it's just broken. Feels like they're kind of stuck in purgatory. At least with the Raiders, you're in hell, but there's an escalator that you can. If you figure out how to fire up the escalator, there's a way out. With
we get an offensive line. I'm trying to tell you, we're gonna be cooking.
You have to get rid of Kelly.
Got to.
And then
expeditiously.
Yeah, because I was talking about this with Foreman on Sunday morning because even when he was at Ohio State, I mean, he had moments. I thought he was like underrated. I thought he was doing a fantastic job there.
Yeah, you're doing a fantastic job with what you had on offense, of course.
Well, and then it did have lapses at times. Like you go look at those playoffs, it was the defense that had some. It was Sawyer with that fumble strip 6 that he scooped up. I think he ran it into the end zone.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean that was a huge defense play. They had some defensive bailouts.
Yeah,
I thought he was a reason for some of that success. I wasn't trying to blame him too much for the stallouts, but now that he's on the Raiders, it's like, well, maybe I'll take back my words there. It's not working out.
It's easier when you got a bunch of Ferraris in the garage and you can pick blindly and you're not wrong. I mean, both his rookie running backs, arguably can throw their hat in the game for offensive rookie of the year. Whether it's with the Patriots or the Browns, Junkins missed 5-6 games and has been since they moved on from Nick Chubb, he kind of stepped in and he's been doing this thing. So I mean, it's been easy with that. You had Jeremiah Smith there who was balling out. Yes, it's a lot easier to deal with when you got a lot of Ferraris in your garage.
You're proceeding that to the fullest, at the very least. The offense has been woeful, and I don't think it's Geno Smith.
No.
The offensive line certainly doesn't help. Now that part, Kelly can only do so much. I'll give him that. Like you could have Jim Harbaugh, a running savant, or Vrabel, and I think that run game would struggle still. It's just, I'll give him a little bit of leeway there. But Geno Smith playing as bad as he is, I just don't get that part. Quickly on the NFL, we'll go more into this tomorrow, but this one blew my mind. The Shedeur Sanders game. We have to talk about it, and then we'll get to college football. He was 4 for 14 in that one. Dylan Gabriel goes out. After the game, head coach says as soon as Dylan Gabriel's healthy, he is the starter. And after that performance, maybe. What surprised me the most was how bad Shedeur Sanders looked. And it just looked like the Browns never had a situation prepared for him to even be in a game.
That's bad management.
And then he's sitting on the sideline And like none of the coaches are talking to him. Nobody's like going and sitting over like, here's the tape.
It's a bad situation. He's doing his best. I think he's been better with handling things, with not trying to keep the light on him and everything like that. He can do a better job at that, the sulking and everything like that. But it's a bad situation, and hopefully it gets better for him, or they trade him to somewhere where he's wanted, because it's obvious that he's not necessarily the coaches in power are not, I don't think doing their best job to make sure he's not even getting half of what Dillon Gabriel was getting to be prepared.
No, it's
and I don't understand, because it's like, well, the dudes on the team, they don't seem to get on. They don't seem to not dislike him and everything like that. Everybody, from a player standpoint, seems to be around him and everything like that. Even, since the preseason and everything like that, he's took a backseat role and not being in the limelight, saying, majority of the right things of whatnot and everything like that. It's just a hard situation, being a backup quarterback, being thrust into some things with the offensive line and an offense that's been struggling far beyond since he was there.
Well, and then my thing, even when it wasn't like he was sulking on the sideline. For me, that was like, I was more not surprised by Shedeur. Like, I get how he's feeling. Like, he really wanted to perform well. I felt like he got thrown in a moment. And we'll talk about some of the things the offensive lineman said, which is just crazy. And I'll ask you about your experience. But to me, the thing that blew my mind was like, just nobody is over there talking to him. Like, no one's like sitting there with the iPad, like, hey man, this is why all X, Y, and Z went down. Like, just who has his back on that team? It feels like some of the players do. As far as the coaching
staff is just
ownership,
you hanging him out to dry. That's crazy.
Well, why'd you draft him? Like, that's what bothers me the most. It's like, you traded up to draft him. You still take Dillon, and then you go back-to-back quarterbacks for Shedeur. And why it's just why you draft him? Because, you're hearing stuff from the offensive line, and that was the first time they heard his cadence. I don't know if they're just misspeaking there or how that's even possible. Now, again, he's with second team. But, like, how is the starting line not even heard his cadence before? And that's your backup quarterback in that situation. Like, does that make any sense?
No.
Something?
I mean, even it's a tough situation, because you have a rookie quarterback and you want to get them majority of the reps because he's going to be out there and everything like that. But also, to not overload your rookie quarterback, you probably want to get your other rookie quarterback some time in there. So at least somewhat the guys are familiar. And even with Gabriel, it's not all just walking through some things. You can kind of sit back, put Shedeur in, talk to Gabriel on the side, and he can see it from a different angle. It's like y'all are not even doing that with Gabriel, to where he can not only see it for himself, go through it and experience it, but take a step back and kind of sees what the what the coach wants or what they're trying to do. It's like y'all aren't even doing that much, which is actually shocking for an organization to kind of to be like that, because it's like you're not expanding every option to get the best out of your rookie quarterback, or putting both quarterbacks in situations. It's a violent game. It's a long season. You would have think to be more prepared, because it can happen. I mean, every quarterback is one play away from the next guy playing or whatnot, and you have a situation like this to where you could have probably better prepared Shedeur. I'm not saying give him 8 reps a period, but he can get 2-3 reps with the starting offense, just so they have some familiarity with him at some point in time, to give Gabriel a break to sit there, talk, go through it, and sit back and kind of watch some things instead of actually trial by fire.
Yeah, so I want to ask you that, like, in the NFL and even in college, like, I would imagine they'd still hear his cadence on second string.
That's crazy.
Like, so he's not even on second. Like, what are we doing what is he doing at practice?
Scouting. So when it's time for the defense to get their look, he's the quarterback in. So he's with all the practice squad players probably. giving the starting defense, their look. That's his playing time.
It's just crazy. Like, why draft a guy if this is your plans for him?
There's no plan.
Like, you don't have anything drawn up. You had no plan for him to be in that game. He does terrible, and I think it's a bigger sign of the Browns' inability to just coach.
I mean, this isn't their first time fumbling a quarterback situation. So,
No,
I mean, are we surprised?
No. It just sucks for Shador. It sucks for Dylan Gabriel.
How many coaches have you gone through, and it's still been some form of we mess it up, whether it's from Baker, whether it's from Johnny, whether it's from Joe Flacco, whether it's Kenny Pickett, whoever you want to put under center, they have not handled that situation well for whatever reason. But they got the formula on defense. They've drafted right on defense, from the defensive line to the linebacker core to the secondary. They've gotten that right. So they're doing something fairly right, but yet you're missing some other stuff, which is crazy.
Well, then you got short patience, which is the dumbest thing in the world for a team who stinks at drafting quarterbacks. You guys mess up all the time and you have zero patience. Who are you to have no patience? Like, you guys never get it right. Why would you feel like you have the gall to be like, I know a good quarterback when I see him? He's not it. You've never known what a good quarterback is. That's why you guys got rid of Baker Mayfield. So shame on the Browns. Sorry for the fans. I got nothing.
Regardless of what people may think and everything like that, or most people thought he was arguably, okay, you can go back and forth with the number one quarterback, but he was at least top 3. If not the number 1, he was a number 2 guy. So you're getting a day 1, day 2 talent for sure. He had better stats. He was the best quarterback in college football last year. He won the award over Dart, over Dylan, and Dylan was what? He finished 3rd in Heisman last year. So you're getting a guy that showed that he can play and is capable of it, and yet you're not at least getting him caught up to where potentially he may be a starter or compete. I mean, you draft guys to compete and push. Every position has had their replacement is either drafted or brought in. Regardless, every year they're bringing in somebody to replace you or potentially take over your job. So you've seen that at least from with drafting him. I mean, 5th round draft picks, that they're still pretty important. And yet you still don't put the pieces in places for him to be somewhat successful. I don't say more, maybe not more successful than Gabriel, but somewhat successful. That's bad. And I don't know if that's, on the grounds to fire a coach or and I'm not calling for Kevin Stefanski's job or whatnot, but you got to take a real look at kind of the person that you have in the building, or you got to take a real look at the GM. Because like I said, I don't know who drafted him. Was it the owner? Was it the GM? It surely as hell wasn't the coach. We know that for a fact.
Yeah. I mean, like, to summarize, like, how bad the Browns have treated Shador. I never was a guy who was going to root for Shador Sanders. I'm literally rooting for this kid now because I feel like he just has gotten such a bad shake from the Browns organization where it's like, man, no one should have to deal with, like, this is when he stepped onto the field, that crowd lit up.
It went off.
Everything. That is not everything. Obviously, you have to perform as well. But for you guys to sit there with a thumb up your butt and not even have him game ready, knowing that your fan base is dying to see that kid go play. You're telling me
the other part of it is, and I don't know what Shador does. I don't know if he puts in extra time. I'm assuming so.
I'm starting to assume they're making him like just go get him coffees in the morning.
Nah, I don't think it's necessarily going to be that. They might make it hell for him, but still. You're still in the meetings. You're hearing everything Dylan has because you have to. You're in the meetings. So I'm not saying he wasn't prepared or anything like that. I don't know if there's better ways he could do stuff outside of stuff. I don't know if he is or if he isn't. But it regardless of what it is, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he throws to the starting guys, on the side or warm-ups and everything like that. There's definitely times to do so. And everything like that, you have one-on-ones, you have 7-on-7s. I'm sure Dylan doesn't take every rep, and I don't know if they purposely don't put. I don't know if they put the practice squad guy in on reps that Shador should have. I don't know the structure of stuff, but there should be, a small sample size of him at least getting some time with the ones. But the fact that they came out and said there's none, that is a bad indication. That is terrible, and that's not nothing on his fault.
Well, that's the thing that made me think this is way more on the Browns than Shador. And Shador played bad. Like, we can say that's fine, but it just didn't look like he was prepared or ready for it, and felt like the offense didn't really have a scheme they wanted to run, because the defense played great. They were in position to win that game if you can get some offense going.
Because there's been times in the NFL where guys have gotten drafted that people didn't necessarily want, and I go back to Dwayne Haskins with the Redskins. That was owner, that owner picked Dwayne. Jay Gruden didn't want the quarterback, and he came out flat out and said it. But they still prepared and still did everything of what they needed to make sure he was in there getting the reps and whatnot. I mean, and it wasn't as successful as you would have hoped, but there was some potential. There was some light. He was in a better position than what it was. They are all professionals, and you still have a job to do. It's like, that coaching staff has a job to do, and I don't think they're necessarily put their best foot forward to get him ready or, somewhat prepared to at least do that role. You still have a job to do at the end of the day, and I can strongly say it doesn't look like that they did their job on that end.
Well said. This is not a Shador is perfectly innocent. This is me just saying I think the Browns are more to blame
for sure,
based on their history.
For sure.
And based on the starting offense. I'm saying, yeah, that was the first time I heard his cadence. What? I don't know if that's true or if he
maybe not. With him saying that, I'm thinking that's the first time like they've all been in a huddle and heard his cadence. Because you from what the draft is in April. So from and I think rookies report maybe a week or two after that. So let's just say from April to now, they've heard his cadence. They've seen him play. Clearly, who he is. He has excitement. They've been around it. They've heard him just in watching, because we got a stud. But I'm pretty sure what he meant by that is that's the first time that he's been in a huddle with the ones, and they had to go off of his cadence. Is what I'm assuming.
Let me correct it a little bit here. I found the exact quote. So it was Wyatt Teller, and this was him on Shador Sanders. I think I have heard his cadence like 2 or 3 times. So not 0, but twice or 3 times at best.
Since April is bad. That's terrible.
Yeah, and it goes on. I think going out of halftime, we all got on the line, and he said his cadence, and we kind of got through it. Again, a lot of learning, but he played his heart out, and we just fell short. So like when he says, like they're in the huddle, and we just kind of got through it, like it was. No one was ready for it. And that's why this loss is like, I don't know what the Browns are doing. I don't know why you draft a guy if you have no interest in what, from the outside looking in, no interest in really developing him. That's all I got. I just had to bring that up. I know it's college football Monday here, but I mean, that one to me was just kind of
trade him. I mean, clearly there's no purpose or future there. So go ahead, get your picks out of it and move on. Honestly, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Shador, that's all you want. Like, listen, if you guys don't have a plan for me, I would have rather you not drafted me and let somebody else at this point just go ahead and trade me. Because again, Dylan Gabriel, he's still dubbed the starter.
I guarantee you the Vikings, if the price is right, potentially, they wouldn't mind half Shador. Jets potentially, the Cardinals potentially. There are organizations out there that will utilize, what he brings to the table.
100%.
The Rams can for sure, use him. I mean, Matthew Stafford isn't getting any younger, so hey, listen, you potentially can be our future, down the line and everything like that. But you're going to sit for a year or two, and we'll see. Jordan Love experiment.
Exactly, but it'd be better than where he's at with Cleveland.
For sure.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. That is just the quick Shador bizarreness of his Sunday night game where he goes 4 for 14 again. I don't think more on the Browns than Shador. Shador not totally innocent in that one either. But we'll throw it to break here. We'll get back to the college football side of things on the Don't Punt Hour. It is the morning Pierson-El, Harrison Arns in the capital city, Lincoln, Nebraska, and we got a flash storm, I guess, coming through here as well. So stay dry if you're walking. Don't Punt Hour. We'll be back in a little bit.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates, financing, savings,
and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back in at Don't Punt Hour as it continues to downpour here in Lincoln. Is it raining in Omaha there? Well, here, quick. Let me fade out the music so I can put your audio on.
Nope.
Is it raining down there in Omaha?
Nope.
Interesting. I was not expecting that. Shout out to my coworker who just had to walk out in the pouring rain. It probably wasn't on his radar either, but yeah, it's coming down. All right, back to college football. Few things I want to talk about just real quickly. The Big Ten standings. Nebraska's sitting there at 4-3, 7-3 overall. Penn State got their first conference win this weekend. They are now officially 1-6 after taking down the Michigan State Spartans, who are now two of the only teams left in the Big Ten without a conference win. That being Purdue and now Michigan State. I'm sure you probably had eyes on that Penn State-Michigan State game to kind of see what's going to be coming or what we'll be walking into since it is a road game for us. What do you see in this Penn State team as they take down Michigan State? And it was pretty convincing as well. Final score of that one was 28-10. Backup QB played pretty decent. He had 2 touchdowns, 8 for 13 again. Not throwing it a lot, really living through the run game. And then Allen's a beast. He's got less carries than Emmett Johnson, but I think he's kind of that same caliber of a guy that can really break a game open. Versus Michigan State, he had 25 carries, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's got take it to the house ability. What are you seeing in Penn State right now? A team who struggled all year long, but maybe catching a little bit of confidence at the end.
One, they got the monkey off their back.
Yeah.
For one, they got to win. I see a university, a team that is playing for their coach, regardless of their circumstances and everything like that. And that could be, a dangerous team, regardless of whatever it is and what their record may show. I know they don't have their starting quarterback and everything like that, but this team was a top 4 team at one point in time in the nation. So they are very, very talented, and you can't take them, lightly at all. They've been playing a while. They're starting to figure some things out and kind of figure out what they are and what they want to do and everything like that. And and this may sound bad, you hate to see it, especially with them coming to play us.
Yeah.
They got one. So it's like, okay, what we've been doing, the success that we have and everything like that, it has paid off. And it's like, okay, you kind of got over the hump, at least, okay, we got one win. All right, let's see. Now it'll get back to, stacking the days and everything like that. The stuff that they have been doing, okay, it's some success with it, regardless of playing Indiana. We were close. We were a play or two away from winning that game. Things could be different. So I think this is a very dangerous team, regardless of the record that we're going to play. We're playing them on their home turf. We're playing a night game. Penn State is a unique place to play at night. They're not playing for anything, and that, like I said, that's a very dangerous situation to be walking into. And that's a team that you can't take lightly. And because of their record, regardless, like, you can't look at them as, they just played 1 or 2 games good. This is a very dangerous team. This team could, do a lot to knock a lot of stuff that's on the table for us.
I agree. I say it all the time. It's my favorite Rocky quote. Got nothing to lose. They're dangerous. That is Penn State. Penn State isn't thinking about postseason. Penn State isn't even thinking about, I don't know who their final game is. They're not thinking about that one. All they're thinking about is beating the living hell out of Nebraska, because that's all they have. This week, that's all they get. Because if they win it, nothing really changes. The only thing that they can get is embarrassing Nebraska or coming out with a win. That's it. Lose this game, it doesn't matter. Win this game, you get your pride back. Even if it's not a great season, you get some pride. And that's kind of what worries me about Michigan State and the way they won that game. It feels a little bit like they finally kind of unlocked the key of how do we win games without Drew Howler? Well, it looks like 13 passing attempts and feeding Allen to a 180-yard gain. That's what's coming. Well, that's what we're walking into. I think as a team that's kind of figuring out, okay, this is how we're going to do it without Drew Howler. You know, a guy we built our offense around. So it's understandable that I think it's taken them some time. Unfortunately, I think the time just got figured out. Nebraska's next. Now, I still like Nebraska's odds. I think we got a fighting chance, but I think this is going to be a good Penn State team. So that one really stuck out to me. Another game, I'm sure you watched it. South Carolina and Texas A&M with a special showcase of a state trooper who lost his marbles. Where do you want to start with that game?
We can start with first off. Shout out to A&M. I mean, that's Tom Brady and the Falcon like game at the collegiate level. That quarterback is a real deal, and I think he can. Depending on how the rest of these of this season goes, he might sneak in there to win the Heisman. Like, you're hearing it here first. I don't know who. I haven't really paid attention to if anybody else has said anything, but he's definitely thrown his hat in that Heisman race. And I know it was heavy with the kid out of Indiana, and I know it was heavy with the kid out of Oregon, but you can't not overlook what A&M is doing and that quarterback is doing. That's a signature win. They can arguably throw their hat in the ring for the number one team in the nation, depending on how, if they go undefeated, if they win the SEC championship. I mean, it's very, they one or two, they potentially could, overtake Indiana or Ohio State if they went out. That quarterback, his performance, first half performance, I don't know if he was trying to throw the game or whatever, but he second half he snapped back. Their tight end, he was at Nebraska, right, Nate?
Borkature?
Yeah, he had a heck of a game. Good for him moving on, and he's definitely climbing up. I think the draft board on people's draft board. So shout out to him. But that state trooper, what were you thinking? I don't know.
I've never seen someone do something so stupid.
For what reason? One, they weren't in any trouble.
No.
There's nothing necessarily back there that you need to walk into. They got to come back to the game. The guy is a track athlete. He's one of the fastest guys in the SEC. I think he won. He's highly touted in the track field in the SEC. The guy needed some extra space to slow down. He has to return to play. What you walking back there does what?
Most of the guys were walking out. They were walking out, and then you shoulder checked them. And then they turned around and they're like, "Oh, hey man, what's up?" They were kind of confused, like, "Oh, sorry," or whatever. And they're like, and then he just starts like going at him. And then the guys are like, "What are we doing?" And then shout out to the South Carolina players, because they just turned around and walked back. And shout out to, kicking that guy out. Like, get him out of there if he's going to act like an adolescent child. Like, seriously, that was embarrassing. But shout out to the South Carolina players for having more reserve than whatever that state trooper's name was. Because
anything that you were trying to do, you could have did that from the position of where you were at.
Yeah.
They're in pads. What are that? Did you literally just watch the guy ran 80 yards? What is he going to do?
I'm just glad the players had the wherewithal not to escalate it, because that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what would have happened, but I mean, the way that state trooper was acting, if they would have escalated, he certainly would have. I'm not saying anything too crazy, but I mean, that was just shout out to the South Carolina players, because I know I would have been livid. It would have been a hard time getting me, to not go back and scream at that guy for being like that. But shout out to them. They had the humbleness to just turn around. And then that guy got kicked out, and he probably won't be working for them anytime soon. Rightfully,
he won't be working games anymore anytime soon.
Oh, but let's talk about Reed, Marcel Reed of Texas A&M. He might be in that Heisman race. He is on the year 179 for 291. That is good for 61% completion rating. He's thrown for over 2,600 yards. He has, let's see here, 22 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions. You maybe want that interception number down a little bit.
He's first team all, and that was just because of this last game. He's going to be first team all SEC.
He's only taken 9.
He's going to.
Here. We've taken 9 in a single game. He's just been solid. He's also got 76 carries for about 400 yards, and he's got 6 rushing touchdowns.
I'm trying to tell you.
I like Marcel Reed.
Watch how these last couple games go. If they make it to the SEC championship, depending on his performance and everything like that, I'm telling you, he can sneak in and potentially win the Heisman. I think he has that capability of doing so. The teams that they've played, their schedule that they have played, and everything like that, and we all know how the Heisman works. It's about hype. Cam Newton has said it. Other sports writer, other sports anchors, and everything like that have said it. He is the perfect storm coming. Watch out for him winning the Heisman.
Well, it's about hype, and let's see. This would be a good test. Who does Texas A&M have left?
I know they have Texas left in Texas. Their last game. I don't know who they have next
on the schedule. But not Auburn. I hate this. Samford, then Texas. So Texas, he needs to have his Heisman moment. Like, it's stupid. I hate saying that, but I mean that's what it comes down to.
He needs a strong performance and a win. And if they win out, they're going to the SEC championship. Yes. And depending on how it looks in the SEC championship, I think could depend on him winning the Heisman, and it also depends on if everything goes out, how things are going to be. If it is Ohio State, Indiana in the Big Ten championship, depends on how Indiana honestly does against Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, on whether or not if Mendoza wins or loses the Heisman.
Well, I think Mendoza had that Heisman moment versus Penn State where
that's fine, but
I'm just saying that's the stupid vibe thing, though. That is real. It's not. It's
what
real.
He did in a half, three touchdowns in a half to come back on South Carolina. South Carolina is a stronger team than Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
SEC is already looked at as the more dominant conference. Their schedule is looked at as a more dominant schedule. I'm just saying. I'm just stating the obvious. If they wanted to give it to him, and if he plays everything out right, don't be surprised if that happens.
I can see, especially if he has that in the game Texas, or if it's that championship game. He's still in line. He's not far away enough. I think Mendoza's probably still the favorite. Maybe even, Oklahoma beat Bama, so maybe not Simpson anymore. But Marcel Reed's certainly climbing up in there, and I think for Emmett Johnson, I love it. I like the idea of you maybe getting in that race, but I'm with you. We talked about it, I think, last week. That Doak Award, that's all yours, man. And when we get to Penn State, we shut down Allen. And Emmett Johnson goes off again.
I think it's Emmett Johnson's award to lose.
Now,
I think he definitely has to have a strong. If he can have 2 more games like how he did against UCLA or somewhat close, I think he slams the door shut. Like I said, it's his to lose. I don't know who Notre Dame has. Again, it's a hype award as well. You know, Love plays for Notre Dame. Notre Dame is probably a lock for a playoff team and everything like that. I would hate for just because of that he would to lose it, but I think it's Emmett's award to lose.
Okay, here's a little bit of trivia for you. When was the last time Nebraska has won the Doak Walker Award?
Would it be Rozier?
Heisman, so no.
Rozier didn't win the Doak Walker year the year he won the Heisman?
Nope. Mike Rozier did not win the Doak Award.
What?
Or to Johnny Rodgers?
I don't know because I know Halou
No one
didn't.
ever
I know
won it.
Burkhead. I know Burkhead didn't.
No, it's a trick question, DeMarne Pierson-El, and it surprised me. No one's ever won here. No one's, despite Nebraska being like running back no one has ever won the Doak Walker Award.
Wow.
We've had Amon
How
Green,
do you have the Heisman winner? You don't have
Calvin
a
Jones,
Doak Walker winner. That's crazy.
We've had 3 finalists: Amon Green, Calvin Jones, and who is the third one? Amir Abdullah. None of them won it. That feels like Nebraska should have at least one of those.
Should at least one
in their case. So Emma Johnson, let's put the pressure on you, but that'd be nice. Let's bring that one to Lincoln because we've certainly had running backs that are deserving of it. I thought for some reason Amir won it. I guess not.
I think Melvin won it that year.
You're right. It was Melvin Gordon. Yeah, and fair enough. I won't argue too much on that one. He had an unreal season along with Amir. But with that being said, we do got to throw it to our final break here. So don't go anywhere. This is the Dumb Punt Hour. We got the morning Pierson-El, Harrison Arns, and we will talk to you guys on the other side.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a 4-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This fall, Baumgars has everything you need to get your farm ready for the season. Stock up on livestock feed, deer corn, and pine shavings to keep your animals fed and your farm running smoothly. Need tools for your fall projects? Grab DeWalt power tools and grass seed to keep your fields in top shape before winter. From your barn to your backyard, Baumgars has you covered. Get ready for the season with everything you need to finish those fall fix-ups. Baumgars, field, farm, and fall fix-ups.
Are you looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through October at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 2.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by a qualified standard rate for another 36 months. Whether you're thinking of this year's harvest or planning ahead, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your local Landmark Implement for more details, or check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Schaefer's is celebrating its 79th anniversary with special rebates,
financing,
savings,
and free delivery store-wide.
Update your home with innovative Samsung appliances and save up to an additional $900 with rebates. Samsung Innovation saves you energy and time with easy-to-connect appliance technology. Plus, during Schaefer's anniversary, get free delivery on your appliance purchase.
So hurry in during Schaefer's 79th anniversary event, going on now.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
Demorne Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. This is the Don't Punt Hour. We got the weather alerts coming up there. Give about like an hour. Morning Pierson-El. I think it's just a severe weather thunderstorm warning. Nothing too crazy. Just caught everybody off guard a little bit here, but wrapping things up. You guys can put any last second comments in here. Back to the NFL, because I feel like there's a lot in the NFL, and I want to talk a lot of NFL tomorrow as well. But there's been a lot of talk about the Bears being a fraudulent team with their record. However, there's another team I want to talk about, and that is the Chargers. They are sitting there at 7-4. Are the Chargers somewhat fraudulent at that record? Are they contenders or pretenders is the question.
I don't think they're pretenders. I think they have to play consistently. They also have had injuries in the running back room, and I mean that's Harbaugh's MO. You had 2 first-round running backs both down. You had Najee Harris with an Achilles injury, and I can't remember what Hampton's injury was. They just need to play a little bit more consistent. I think on both sides of the ball. But I think they're definitely a dangerous team. You still have a lot of weeks left in football to get their thing, to get their act together. I don't think they're fraudulent. It's just kind of the game of football. It goes in waves. I mean, look at what the Bills were, how they have been the last couple of weeks, and then look what they just did this past weekend. So I think the Chargers are still a capable playoff team.
They're capable. It's just they've been very up and down. So like you start the year off, I think it was the Chiefs, right? Yeah, the Chiefs. You win that one, and Chiefs were slow to come out the gates. Then they beat your Raiders 20-9. Then they beat the Broncos. So you start the year off kind of electric. Then you lose to the Giants. Then you lose to the Commanders. Then you barely beat the Dolphins, excuse me. You lose to the Colts, good team there. You destroy the Vikings, barely beat the Titans. And then you beat the Steelers, and then it's 6-33 versus the Jags. I mean, talk about up and down. I think they're legit too. Consistency is just the problem. But on the other side of that, what's going on with Jacksonville? They're sitting there at 6-4. Trevor Lawrence in that game was okay, nothing crazy, but he played pretty well. I don't even think Travis Etienne was the leading rusher in that game. No, it was Tootin with 15 carries, 74 yards, and 1 touchdown. Are the Jags back? Where are they at in the standings? Yeah, 2 in the standings at 6-4. Like, can these guys play into a wild card?
I think so. But I think these next 4 weeks are gonna have to. They're gonna need some help. I think they definitely are in the hunt for some stuff. The AFC is more loaded than the NFC. We all know that, but I mean, the Jags, they're playing winning football. They're playing consistent. They're a tough team. That coach is, he's definitely whatever recipe he's got. He's definitely putting his hat in the ranks for Coach of the Year.
Oh, 100%. Going after the rough Duval, man, he's been the guy. Like he's done a good job with that team, and like there's players like Lawrence, and then you have guys like ETN, and this year it's finally starting to come together and click for him, and they're sitting there with a winning record. Final team I got, and then we'll kind of rehash this and go deeper in it tomorrow. Chiefs, like, do they need to be anywhere near that panic button? They just lost to a divisional rival in the Broncos. Their offense struggled versus a very, very, very good defense. I think the Broncos probably have the best defense in the league, but they're sitting there at 5-5, and there's season left, but not like a ton of season left, and they need to make up ground.
I don't think there's no panic with them. Like I said, I think Philadelphia showed, as long as you're physical and everything like that, like people aren't scared of the Chiefs anymore. Mm-hmm. So their problems that they've had are still the same problems. They just haven't had, the offense to kind of overcompensate for that. People have, neutralized them to say they're not, they're not the same. They're not the big bad wolf anymore. And I mean, people are starting to catch up to them. It's not a panic for them because they're still playing their type of game. It's just, those one-score games that they typically have won in the past, they're on the opposite end of them.
Yeah, I agree. They're not fear, but I think they're in the mix. I mean, again, Andy Reid to me is still just like one of the best.
You can't count them out because of who they have at quarterback and who they have, on as their defensive coordinator and their head coach. But like I said, these next 4 weeks for the AFC, it's going to be a gauntlet for the teams in the hunt, and for the teams that are kind of that 4 through 7 or that 5 through 7 spot. You have to play your cards right because it's I would say 4 teams for those last 2 positions. And these next 4 weeks are, that each team is going to, knock each other out. So that they have to play winning football, and we'll see. The Chiefs can squeak in there, at 7, potentially, if things fall right.
Yeah, I agree. I had pause the music there.
I hope they don't, but, I mean, you can't count them out.
No, I agree. And it's, the spec. No, you got Reed, you got Mahomes. There's still enough there. And then Chris Jones, who just feel like he hasn't had that season, but it's around the corner for him. So with that being said, we do got to get out of here. Went a little bit over. That's all right. A little bit of extra content. Doesn't hurt the ticket listeners. That's going to do it for us tomorrow. We got plenty more NFL to talk about. We got the Sam Darnold game. Do we panic on him or not? We'll dive into all that tomorrow. So don't go anywhere. This has been the Dope Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. Talk to you tomorrow.